Right guys, this is a speed run of setting up a Harmony OS Next device from scratch. So all I've done so far is log in to my Chinese Huawei account and just gone through setup and just accepted everything, set to English, blah blah blah. So first thing I do is I go to settings, I go to home screen, and then I go to home screen, and then I press app chest on so we get swipe up on the home screen so we can do this. Next, I go through one by one and delete every Chinese unneeded app, like so. Get rid. I normally delete books and stuff like that. Chinese TikTok, goodbye. Uninstall. So that's what I do first of all. I uninstall all the Chinese bloatware apps that I don't need. So just imagine I've done that. Then I start by cleaning up my home screen straight away because I just can't cope with unorganized stuff. So I'll do this. So if you pinch out and then you can multi-select everything. I'll just press remove for now. Same for that. If you can hear my mum shouting at the dogs, apologies. Then I'll just get rid of these, and get rid of these. Right, so I just want to see app gallery, and settings on my home screen as a blank canvas. So next I'm going to go to app gallery, press agree, press update. We'll let that update quickly. Boom, done. Then you want to go and search for, okay. So first, now it's brought the keyboard up, we might as well set it up. So if you scroll down here and press manage, you can add a keyboard. So add English United States. I find sometimes you have to double click adding the keyboard. Takes a minute. There we go. Boom, then that's added. So then go back and then press the little pen and the paper to remove Chinese and then a tick mark, and then go back, and then now it's just English. I'll get into the keyboard settings a little bit later. So if we go for easy abroad, you're looking for the green app with the plane in the suitcase. Click install. Joytong should already be installed. It is, so let's bring that to the home screen, and easy abroad as well. The app's already on your home screen. There we go. So then I'll just combine these. So I've got a central place for my apps, but obviously you do what you want. But this is how I like to do it. Okay. So just for anyone that doesn't know, easy abroad, the green and the blue icons here in tools, they're your Android container apps that allow you to install all the Western, any Android apps that you need. So next, let's open easy abroad, press agree, allow, and then let it do its thing. And then what I tend to do now is I just go and get my pretty much like the main Android apps that you'd want. So if you press that little arrow here, and then I just click Google Maps, press green to agree, scroll down, and if you keep scrolling down you get to the next section. Uber Eats, for example, keep going, Amazon, and yeah, and so on and so forth. WhatsApp, Messenger, Gmail, whatever you want, Facebook, X, we'll just chuck them on for now. Chrome, Google Drive, which we'll need, Translate, I like to have, YouTube, TikTok, Netflix, Spotify, YouTube Music, BBC Sounds, Shazam, whatever you need. Oh yeah, Google Photos is there. They're just like the most popular apps, obviously. You can also search for any app that you need in here. So if I want, I don't know, BBC iPlayer, if it doesn't show here in this list, at the bottom of the screen there's a green bubble icon, so Google Play. So if you tap that, it will search Google Play to find the app, so then you can see BBC iPlayer here, Channel 4. Sometimes you'll do a search and it won't show an app. So if we do Proton, for example, it doesn't like that one. I don't think Spark shows either. Maybe not. I know Spark does. There'll be an app though that you search for and it won't show anything, or the green button won't do anything. So that's when you'd need to use something like Aurora Store, which we'll get into shortly. Okay, so just like that, very easy. I've installed most mainstream Android apps, just like a cherry-picked version. So the next thing we want to do is go into Easy Abroad again, and at the bottom right there's a little person icon. Tap that, and then in this middle section here there's a G icon. So if we tap that, and then we want to click allow, and then we want to log into micro G. So I'll just pause this for now, just while I enter my details and get logged in, and then I'll be back. Right, we are now logged into our Gmail or Google account. As you can see, it's here. So now we just want to swipe back to go back, and then you see these 4 icons here in the top left of the middle. You want to tap that, and then you'll see a list of all your applications. Imagine this is your like system settings apps, but for Android apps, basically, within the container. Then I like to go to Easy Abroad Framework. So if you tap that, and then if we just enable everything, so if you want to go into notifications, tap banners to enable, location, I allow all the time, I've got nothing to hide, media and files, allow, contacts, physical, I allow everything on here just to make sure micro G works with no problems. Then at the top right here, you can see the little cogwheel in blue. You want to tap that, then you want to click self-check, and then just make sure that everything is ticked in this list, which it should be. And then just go back, and then back again. And now we can go home, and we can open one of our apps. So if we just open the Google app, allow, it will automatically log in, just like it would on any Android phone. And you can see we're logged in there. So next, what we want to do is, so all these apps here, you can remove them. So depending on how you like your home screen, you can move them out, that's no problem. I like to keep a clean home screen, so I always remove every app like so. So remove from home screen, and then for example, if you don't want to use the Huawei browser, you just remove from home screen and you chuck Chrome at the bottom, just like that, just like on any Android. So if we continue, allow, yes, I'm in, there we go, we've got Chrome working, no problem, no bother, just like that, easy to use. Next thing we want to do, so Easy Abroad is like, you get most apps on there, but other apps you have to get from Joytong or the Aurora Store. So to get the Aurora Store, you need to have a modded APK, which is something I can supply. So if we scroll down here, and I'll click download. Obviously, the way you download this might be slightly different, but yeah, you just download that. And then what you want to do is you want to click into the blue icon, which is Joytong. Similar experience to Easy Abroad. Let that open up now. Okay, so this time what you want to do is you want to click at the bottom right and click me, and then you want to click File Transfer in the top bar, and then just scroll through this, authorize and access all files. Okay, now you want to move over on the top to File, and then here you'll see that the Aurora store has been picked up here. So if you press that and then click Install, Allow, this will allow you to install the Aurora store. If you just download the Aurora store APK off of Google, it won't let you install it. You have to have the modded package name so the Huawei system doesn't pick it up. Then you want to click Done, don't open it just yet. So now you can see the Aurora stores here. So if we pop that into our All Apps folder, like so. So now go back into Joyton quickly, back out of this, and then go to Application Management. Click on the Aurora store, turn on notifications, allow and turn on the banners, and then turn on media and files, all files, and then turn on in-app installations. Excuse me. Now you can open the Aurora store. So if we open the Aurora store, ignore these. So you don't need to click grant, you don't need to click grant here, just press finish. Then you want to log in using your Google account, or you can do it anonymous, it's up to you. And here we got the full access to the Play Store essentially. So any app you need you can download here. So let's download something. I don't know, Bitwarden. That's my password manager. So tap on the app you want, click install, just like any other Play Store. You are best to stay on the app while it downloads, because you will need to just click install here. It doesn't automatically install in the background, and then click done, and then just like the other apps, it downloads to the home screen. Same again, I just remove from home screen, and then it's in your app drawer here. So yeah, so now you've got the Aurora store and Easy Abroad. You've pretty much covered for any app that you need. Just a way I like to do it. If I want a new app, I always search for an Easy Abroad first. If it's not an Easy Abroad, that's when I would then use Aurora store. Just for compatibility reasons. I mean, you can always go to the Aurora store if that's what you want. You do you, but that's how I like to do it. So next, say now you've installed every app that you ever need. What I want to do now is go into Easy Abroad for one. Go back into those 4 square icons here. And for every app that's important, for example, Gmail notifications, you want to tap into that, enable all the permissions that are needed for that app. I enable everything, personally, just so everything's working. And then you want to click on notifications, allow notifications, and allow banners. Most apps will have banners disabled, so it's really important that you go into each app individually and enable that. So same for any other apps that you need. Google Maps, for example, turn on your location, allow all the time, notifications, allow, banners. So do that for each app individually and enable everything. That's what I do. That's that. There's a slight nuance for Google Photos. So if I go to Google Photos, click allow, it will ask you here to allow access every 30 days. You click allow to that. Sometimes when you reopen it, the app won't do a backup. So what I do is, it'll do a backup when you first open it, but it doesn't do it when you reopen it again. So just close the app in that case, click in the Easy Abroad, 4 dots like that, find Google Photos, and just disable media and files, change it to denied, and then just go back to Google Photos. It will ask you again, and that will re-prompt to do the backup. So you do have to just manage that a little bit yourself. Okay, I think that's covered everything. Now we're going to the phone's actual settings. So speed through here. I enable these because I genuinely use other Huawei products. Home screen, just having a quick think if there's anything here. I tend to turn that off. I tend to turn Assistant Today off as well, which is like a Google Home dupe. So if you scroll down and click Manage Service, I always deactivate and then deactivate service. It might prompt you for a password here, so I'll not do that now. But yeah, that will disable this if you swipe to the left. Next, we want to sounds and vibrations. Yeah, standard any phones, the same as on any phone. Notifications here, this is important. So you can change the status bar here. You just want to make sure that show banner content is set to always. And then you can also quickly do it here if you tap on everyone. But just bear in mind, not all the Android apps show here. For example, as you can see, there's no, there's not WhatsApp here or anything. You have to do it via going into Easy Abroad to enable the notifications. Lock screen, I like to change this on here and change it to this method just because I feel like they come through better and you can see them. And then I change show notification content to always. Also turn on wake screen for notifications. I feel like in my head it makes them come through quicker and on time. I also turn off prioritize notifications, and that's that, I believe. System input methods. Let me do the keyboard now. I've remembered. So to get to the keyboard, just go into any search box, open the keyboard, and then tap on the top left here, and then tap in settings. So here, when we first started the phone, we got rid of the Chinese keyboard and we've just got English. Then you want to just go into layout, and then you can do the number row, that kind of thing, stuff in here. If you tap on button settings, you can turn on vibration. And then if you go to Chinese input, I always turn these off. Turn off predictive checks Chinese, turn off paired punctuation, turn off stickers, turn off swipe up to enter. I do turn on gesture typing, and I turn off these as well because they don't really work for English typing. Then if you turn on, go to other language settings, you can leave these on. English predictive text tends to only work in native apps, not Android apps. Hopefully that'll get fixed soon. If you go to voice input, you can change the language to English. And that works quite well actually, the dictation's pretty good. So if you were to hold the keyboard, you can do voice to text. So yeah, that's how I customize the keyboard. You can also do like themes and stuff. Tap settings. In here there's keyboard, I think. Yeah, somewhere there's settings to change the theme. Anyway, where was I? So that's your keyboard covered, just because that's quite important. Next we want to go to system, shortcuts and gestures. Obviously this is like any other phone, I'm just showing you a quick look. I always turn on double tap to wake, that kind of thing. Smart reachability, turn that on. What else? App assistant. Don't think we need that one, to be fair. Multi-window, so with Harmony OS 6.1 you can hold the back button and you can open any apps in multi-window, including the Android apps, which is good. Oh yeah, big one, go to battery and turn on notifications during sleep, just to ensure you get notifications come through. And in here you can see your battery health, that kind of thing. But yeah, double check you turn on notifications during sleep. Then I go to Celia. I don't really use Celia, so I always turn it off. I do leave hold two fingers on the screen. So if you hold two fingers on the screen, you can quickly translate things from Chinese. So you press translate, which can be quite helpful just when you're navigating through. I mean, to be fair, there's quite a lot of it's done it the opposite way around, obviously, because it's in English. But yeah, you can also do like copy and paste there as well, a bit like circle to search. I also go to Celia search and I turn this off. Don't know why, it just seems to get rid of most, especially the search engine. It just seems to get rid of any Chinese interference. So now if I search, I can just search for the apps and that's all I get. Cool. I think that's covered most of it for a speed run of setup. I can't think of anything else at this time. Also, remember to go into phone, tap the top right, go to settings, and I turn these off as well if I'm using it as my main device, just because obviously it's not made for us, so it's not going to know what's spam and what's not. Make sure you change notifications when unlocked to banner, and then that way you can use the smart reachability. So whichever way you're holding the phone will know and will give you some quick buttons near your thumb. But that only works with that method. Yes, and then you can also, if you are like me and go into developer settings on any Android phone, just to speed up the animations, if you tap on the top bit there and then tap on Harmony software version 8 times, just like on an Android phone, you enable and restart, it will restart, and then if you go into system here, there'll be developer settings, and then at the bottom there'll be transition animation length. And that is that. So I think I've covered everything for a quick speed run. Not bad for 20 minutes. Told you I can set them up quick. So yeah, I think that covers our bases. Cheers.